Are you serious? Are you serious? Guys, this story in Las Vegas is just not adding up. Now, you guys do know that the security guard who said he heard the shooting going on upstairs on the 32nd floor went up there and was shot by Stephen Paddock and then called 911. We find out that when the 911 tapes were released, that he was shot. Somebody shot him in the leg. We don't know who. And he called 911 6 minutes before the shooting ever began. Does that make sense? Well, then he was supposed to appear on a television interview. And he disappeared from the face of the earth. And we still haven't seen him again. And then we found out that he wasn't even a registered security guard in the state of Nevada. Well, now the man, and you guys may have already know, this story's not adding up. And do you really believe a 64-year-old man, Stephen Paddock, carried 23 rifles and thousands of rounds of ammunition up to the 32nd floor of one of the most secured casino and resorts in all of Las Vegas, with cameras everywhere and nobody was suspicious, nobody's seen anything? If you have millions of dollars that you're worried about protecting, you would never want to see, you would always be suspicious of somebody bringing something in, constantly bringing things in. I mean, come on. So the Mandalay Bay security guard who disappeared last week, moments before he was scheduled to break his silence and go on television for interviews, has not been heard from since he went to the walk-in health clinic, according to the union president of security personnel. Matter of fact, David Hickey of the Security Police and Fire Professionals of America told reporters that he got a text the night before saying Jesus Campos was taken to UMC Quick Care Facility, though he did not specify where or whom the text came from. Now, I know this story came out 2 or 3 days ago. I've been waiting to get the full details on the story, not just he just vanished. I wanted to know how he vanished. And who was he going to be on the air television? I guess every major network. He was lined up to be with all of them. He was going to be on every network. Multiple requests from Fox News to comment on the matter were not returned yesterday. And Hickey said he was meeting with the MGM officials this coming Thursday afternoon in the hours, last Thursday afternoon in the hours before Campos was scheduled for his television appearances on Fox, which was just one of them. Las Vegas security guard Jesus Campos disappears now moments before these TV interviews. What is he covering? What are they covering up? Guys, there's more than one person involved in this. I don't know how many shooters there might have been, but I know this. There was more people involved in this, including apparently in some way Jose Campos. Or, I mean, he was shot in the leg. Maybe he was going to tell the truth that, look, I didn't hear shooting up there. I just got shot. Anyway, problem is when he called, he said he heard shooting going on up on the 32nd floor. The shooting didn't begin for another 6 minutes. Guys, the deep state is trying to cover its tracks. The deep state is trying to cover its tracks. Now, for the past 4 days, they said Jose Campos had been preparing for the interviews, and he had a meeting with MGM officials. After the meeting was over, he talked about the interviews. He went to a private area, and when he came out, Mr. Campos was gone. So he had a meeting with MGM. Now, we know about the money trail, how that they sold their stock in advance of the shooting, and then all of this that went on at MGM. But now Hickey and Campos have requested to go public. They wanted to tell his story and then move on from the October 1st shooting investigation. But police said he was shot just before the gunman killed the 58 people at the music festival on the Las Vegas Strip, though the sequence of events is still in dispute. Campos was last photographed in public on October 10th, accepting the SPFPA Hero Award for bravery in the line of duty while dining with Hickey and others at a high-end Vegas steakhouse. But soon afterward, investigators said the security guard was shot before the massacre. See, up until then, he had been claiming he had been shot after and that he was the guy that went up there and stopped it and was shot in the leg. Hickey has said that before Campos was looking forward to telling his side of the story. Right now, I'm just concerned where he is. What's his condition? It's highly unusual. I mean, I'm hoping everything's okay with him, but I'm sure MGM or the union will let the media know when we hear something. I'm not so sure about that. We may never hear from Mr. Campos again. Or if we do, what we hear may not be good. Las Vegas massacre. They say whatever goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. And in this case, that just might be the truth. I'll be back with more. I'll see you at 12 noon Eastern with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. Certainly, the Bible told us that there would be evil, that there'd be deception, there'd be strong delusion. We're in the last days.